What's up, guys? This is Charles from Team COG, and today, guys, I'm going to be coming at you guys here with my Vanquish Soul deck profile. And if you guys have been following the channel quite recently, I ended up taking this to locals, and I can't think my current record over 2 locals is 5-2 with the deck. And the 2 times that I lost, I have actually only lost the deck like breaking itself, and that means like I opened just like kind of unplayable, like too many hand traps, like one Vanquish Soul name and stuff like that. And the deck is like remarkable. I actually really enjoy this deck. Almost every card in the Vanquish Soul archetype has like 3 effects. Like all of them have 3 effects. I think that's kind of crazy, given you can only use 2 per turn and only 1 per chain. But we're kind of just Raisin's reject Infernoble in a way, so we decided to test it out. I never thought I'd see the day that I'd be playing like a control deck that I really enjoy, but this deck is very control-ish, like mid-range kind of in a way, but you have to like be very conscious of your resource management, and I think that's what kind of drove me to want to play the game, outside of the ability for like the big guys like Caesar and stuff to tag from the hand. I really enjoyed that type of mechanic. I was a big fan of Cosmos when the ships could when you could banish the pilot and summon the ship from the hand, so this is kind of the same thing. You're just able to tag out the different fighters. And Valley of Caesar is like my favorite card in the entire deck, second to the Rock. And I thought there's like a bunch of Link ones in the games, and the Rock of the Vanquishers probably could arguably be one of the best Link ones out there. And we already know the strongest Link one is Charles the Great, so I figure like Rock of the Vanquisher probably is a close second. But anyway, I'll showcase you guys my deck list here and go over like the reasons I chose that, builds I want to try, and maybe if you guys out there have been on the Vanquish Soul technique, you guys can like put in some insight, because I know there's like a lot of different ways to play the deck, and this deck has a lot of like 1.5 card combos, in the sense of like Raisin plus a fire attribute is like a combo and stuff like that. For the most part, it's just trying to like control the ratios of your attributes. So without further ado, we'll just go ahead and jump into the profile here. I don't want to keep you guys too much, but starting off, we are on to triple Raisin. Not much. You live and breathe by Raisin, and there are some, and I say this very lightly, there are some hands where like without Raisin you can still win, but Raisin's like the heart and soul. Raisin is like the best card in the deck. Almost every way you have like so many ways to get to Raisin, and this card is phenomenal. If you guys don't know, I'll quickly go over it. On summon, lets you add a Vanquish Soul monster. Then it is a quick effect to reveal a fire. This card can't be destroyed by card effects. Reveal a fire in a dark, and you destroy monsters in the same column, which is pretty wild. This is like the heart and soul. You play so many ways to get to Raisin. But yep, so 2 Raisin. Moving on to double Vanquish Soul Dr. Madlove. And then we'll go ahead and show 1 Pantera for the small level 4 names. Now, I wanted to test Revolution build Synchron list and that build, because I saw a lot of players were doing really good. And if you want to do that, some people say you need to play like 3 Pantera, but I think you could just reverse this ratio and play like 2 Pantera and 1 Madlove. Arguably, you don't need to play 2 Madlove, because Xiao Long searches everything in the deck. So like Madlove to get the spell and traps, you don't need to. Xiao Long can grab them. But I found the need of Dr. Madlove being a dark and stuff like that just kind of like helps you get more draws off of Borger and not so dependent on drawing like hand traps and stuff. Pantera is just a good like free starter. And Pantera shines a little bit more on my list because I'm missing Exciton Knight. So I had to like budget and put it, not really budget, but switch around and play Black Rose Dragon. So it just allowed me to be able to like summon the normal summon and just kind of like very like Dollar General-esque nuke the board, since I don't have Exciton Knight at the moment. But these are it for the small names. If you guys don't know, Madlove adds a spell and trap, and then you can reveal a dark. One face-up monster on the field loses 500 attack and defense, and then reveal a dark and earth, and then you bounce the monster with the lowest defense to the hand. Vanquish Soul Pantera just allows herself to summon herself if there are no monsters in the main monster zone. Earth, she can't be destroyed by battle. Reveal an earth and a fire. You destroy all spell and traps in her same column. And they're all really, like I said, all the Vanquish Soul cards have like 3 effects, and I think that's insane. Truly, but these are little guys. Not really much more can be said here. Like 6 feels like a good number, personally. And I feel like if I move to play the Revolution build, I'll just swap these ratios around. I'll play 2 Pantera and 1 Madlove. For those who have tried the Revolution build, let me know in the comment section below what you guys thought. I feel like getting the Crystal Wing out as an extra form of protection is pretty wild, while still getting access to Raisin. Kind of fulfills like the old ways that we used to use like Power Tool with like the Infernobles, was that you're getting to a Crystal Wing and then getting to like Uppercutter and stuff to be able to combo through and everything. But yep, that is it right there. Moving on to the big names, we have the double Xiao Long, double Borger, and then double Vanquish Soul Valius Caesar, or Caesar Valius. This is my favorite card in the entire deck. If you guys are Elden Ring fans, you guys know that the ancient dragons in Elden Ring come down with red lightning, and this guy's just my favorite. Probably my biggest downside with this deck is that I will sometimes mentally or purposely like tunnel vision this card to get to it when you don't need to. You need to play like a more controlled game, but that's just my own. Like, the longer you play the deck, the better you get with it, right? But anyway, Xiao Long, you can kind of tell Xiao Long was supposed to be like these guys be able to tag up, but they probably thought that'd be too good, and decide to make Zhao Long have the effect that if you reveal a card to activate the Vanquish Soul effect, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can reveal one quick effect, reveal a fire, switch the battle position of one card on the field to just change the battle position, reveal 2 fires, and add any Vanquish Soul card. This deck actually, outside its engine, has a really good counter to Tenpai. We only really struggle, like this deck in my testing against Tenpai just struggles against the board breaker cards like Super Poly, Droplets, and stuff like that. However, card for card, like Zhao Long itself just beats the Tenpai strategy. And if you have like Zhao Long plus like Caesar during the battle phase, like you change the battle position to 1, you destroy 1, or even if you have like Zhao Long plus Dust Devil, like you literally stop the Tenpai from OTKing you. But it's just when they get into the board breakers. Like there was so many times when I would summon down Raisin to add like Caesar, and then he just Super Poly away everything, and then like I lose so much from the Super Poly. And I just don't think there's a way for us to beat Super Poly, sadly. I know that the YCS list and the most recent YCS over in Europe, maybe it was YCS Indianapolis, Santoli, I think was his name. He decided to max out on 3 and 3. And I understand his logic behind that. There are better hand trap decks out there. You want to see more bigger names and stuff like to be able to bob and weave. However, I brick seeing just playing this ratio here. So I can only imagine by upping these guys, you're increasing your chance to not see the cards you want to see or see those like powerful like extenders to get you to the cards you want to see. However, like I said, like he's the guy. He's like the Santoli dude. He knows the deck in and out. Anyway, I definitely plan to be upgrading this deck. Like I said, Valiant Caesar, dude, he is my favorite. And oh man, I just can't. I kind of want to like play against Cosmo Man. I want them to summon Dark Destroyer, and then like as they target to destroy one of my guys, I chain Valiant Caesar, and Valiant Caesar comes down and like squares up with Dark Destroyer. That'd be like a cool anime moment. But anyway, like I said, so this guy does this. If you guys don't know, reveal a fire, change battle position, reveal 2, search. Heavy Borger lets you reveal a dark, and you draw 1 card, which this card lets you is what allows you to maintain and like snowball into advantage. And then reveal a dark and a fire, burn for 15. This is insane. The fact that this card burns for 15 should not be allowed. That is insane to be able to burn for that much damage. It puts you into, it puts the deck like you win in time. You have the ability to like burn so much. Like even if you're just short damage, sweet burger burn for the rest. And it's like, oh, the first burger burn ain't gonna do it, but the next burger burn is gonna get you. And then of course Valiant Caesar, reveal an Earth. He's unaffected by card effects, which is pretty sweet. At 3,000 towers is kind of nice. And then reveal all 3 attributes: Earth, Fire, Dark. You can destroy 1 card on the field, which is kind of wild. But yep, that is it for the big guys. Like I say, Valius is my favorite for like the 5th time. But that's the concept I really like, is like these guys being able to tag out and bounce back and forth allows you to dodge certain things, which is really crazy. Moving on to the non-engine, we have the best Vanquish Soul card: 3 Vanquish Soul Fenrir and 1 Rise Heart. So the reason behind these guys right here is not because Fenrir's insane. I'm a huge advocate that I think Fenrir, for a long time, I've really felt that Fenrir should just go. It's too oppressive. Every deck was playing it. Fenrir had to go, but for some reason, Konami's like, no, let's milk this card. So Konami milked this card. And what this card does for Vanquish Soul, though, is like unparalleled or whatever else you could play. This card, you don't really care about the banish. Like, that's nice. But what Fenrir does is Fenrir either grabs you an Earth attribute or a Fire attribute. And that's what's important. And you can do some pretty cool XYZ plays by getting Rise Heart once you've resolved. Like, Rise Heart can special summon itself, and then you're locked into XYZs. But once you do all your Vanquish Soul stuff and, like, summon Rocket the Vanquisher, you're able to, like, overlay and make, like, Dweller, Baguska, and stuff like that. I'd be able to shut out some things. Make Tornado Dragon to pop the Tenpai Field spell if you want to as well. But anyway, moving on to now the hand traps. We're on to Triple Ash, which is self-explanatory to Dark. I am on to 3 Crow and 3 Bell. And I listened to the guy who topped the YCS a long time ago. So you're not going to notice, first off, you're going to see there's no Shifter. Shifter's in the side deck. And the reason I don't like Shifter in the main deck is maybe it's because I'm not skilled enough with the deck yet. But I also feel that Shifter, though is a blowout card, can sometimes hinder you more than it can benefit you. And it becomes a dead card later on. Or if like you draw it later, it's just a dead card in your hand. The only thing it's doing in your hand is being a dark to reveal. Whereas like Crow, no matter what time you see Crow, Crow can be used. And Crow's just really good. In fact, arguably, once I get better at the deck and once I feel comfortable maining Shifter, maybe like DD Crow comes out for Shifter. But I thought Shifter was more versatile and allowed a lot more flexibility in wanting to use it versus me drawing into Shifter for my 6th card and being like, wow, you know, or something like that. Even though you can Shifter with your 6 cards. But anyway, those are the 9 hand traps. There's also like, you know, of course, there's imperms and stuff as well. So, but moving on to 3 Stake Your Soul. This card is crazy. It is the E-Tally for the deck. Reveal an attribute, then you summon the same attribute but different name of the Vanquish Soul from your deck, which is, you know, 3 more ways to Raisin, which is pretty nice. 3 ways to, like, anything you want, to tutor out anything. And whatever you summon out gets bounced during the end phase, which is nice. Triple Pot of Prosperity. I know some builds don't play this, but you got to see Raisin, man. Like, you got to get to Raisin somehow. So Product Prosperity just allows you to dig deeper and stuff like that and get into like ways to see Raisin, if not Raisin himself. Double Durandal and 1 Rhoda, just 3 more copies of Raisin. Durandal kind of sucks in a way because like if you open it without any way to like get a monster on field, it's just useless. Whereas like if you go second, it's better because you can equip the opponent's monsters. And like if you open this with Fenrir, that's like full combo plus some. And but yeah, it's just more ways to get to it. And there's like some lines where if you open Double Durandal, you can equip it. And then once they solve the monster, Durandal Reborn back Raisin, it just gives you a little bit more of a playthrough. And no 1 Rhoda, there's no point in explaining Rhoda, guys. Like, come on. Moving on to the Vanquish Soul cards right here. 1 Continue, 1 Dust Devil, and 1 Snow Devil. Snow Devil was hyped to be the best card. However, in my testing, I've actually really learned to like Dust Devil over Snow Devil. I feel like Snow Devil is very situational and a win more card, whereas especially Dust Devil just does a lot. But essentially against Tenpai, these 2 cards do virtually the same. You're able to destroy everything they have, or you're able to Book of Moon everything and stop them from attacking you. And Continue is just a solid Monster Reborn to search. There is some worlds where I wish I played 2 Continue, so like later on in like when you play a grind game against a deck, you can like make something like Dweller like mid-game and shut them completely out. And sometimes, like I said, just making rank 4s is really nice with the deck, and that's a cool utility the deck has. And then finally, the final 3 cards is just going to be 3 Imperms. There's not really much more to say here. It's really nice to draw into this card. Arguably, if you wanted to make like this right here, maybe would be the Revolutions. Not gonna lie, Revolution would be like a cool ad, but I don't know yet. You Vanquish Soul Techniquers down there, your Vanquish Soul Black Belts, let me know what you guys think and about the Revolution build and like what's its pros and cons. But moving on to the extra deck, my extra deck is very like inspired by like a few of the other extra decks. Like I said, there's 1 card which is Black Rose, which should be Exciton Knight. But moving on, you got Triple Rock of the Vanquisher. This card is like insane for a Link 1. Truly, this card is wild. For the Link 2s, we got 1 Nightmare Phoenix, 1 Unicorn, and 1 Access Code Talker. SP, Little Knight should be in here somewhere, probably in replace of the Unicorn 100%. I just didn't feel like moving mine around. Access Code, you don't have to play. The extra deck's very flexible, right? Like, you just have 3 Rock with the Vanquisher, Dempsey to be able to search your thing, and then you have, like, your generic rank 4s, whether it be Abyss Dweller, Tornado Dragon, Baguska. And then I play this package here of the Zodiac package with the Chalk-Eye and the Borbo, along with a Zeus, so I can make a fat Zeus and attack into everything, which is kind of cool. There's not really much to explain with the extra deck. And then I have the 1 Typhon. Typhon here it's Typhon. I kind of feel like if you make Typhon, you're losing. So like you really just it's kind of like one of those cards. It's just like the 15th card you could play. And then the Black Rose, which should be an Exciton Knight. But anyway, so that is it, guys. Like I said, shifters in my side deck. Adjust your side decks to be whatever's best suitable for your locals and stuff like that. But shifters in my side, like I said, I really like this deck. It is probably my favorite mid-range deck to play, and huge shout out to my man Rico who hooked me up with a good deal with this deck. If you ever watch this man, it's thanks to you I was able to rock with this deck. And like I said, I went 5 and 2 throughout a 2 thing, and like I said, my 2 losses were literally by just bricking. Like one of my hands against Tenpai, I opened 3 Fenrir, Dr. Madlove, and like a Crow, and that was it against Tenpai, and we already, like, that was not enough. Like, and then he opened Board Breakers and just crazy stuff. And then, like you go first and they just super your board. This deck, you could go second, right? But to go in second would be just kind of rough. But then I lost to Drytron in the next tournament, and that was where if I knew he was playing Drytron, like game 1, I would have made a Dweller, but I didn't know he was playing Drytron, and I could have probably won that one. Game 2, I actually, against the Drytron player, I felt like if he would have just stuck it out, he would have actually beat me in resources because he had his full graveyard to be able to fight back with. But instead, he wrapped it up early. And game 3, that was where I opened like double shifter, like Bell, Dr. Madlove, and like one other useless card. Oh, and D Barrier, and I just shifted, normal summoned Madlove, and I feel like looking back, understanding like the way that I did that, it was incorrect for me to stand by phase shifter. I should have normal Madlove, got my search, linked into Rock, added back this, then shifted, but that was just me being inexperienced with shifter, and that cost me the game. But I don't think Madlove by itself, because after the few draws, Madlove was the only Vanquish Soul card I had access to. Madlove by herself was not going to be able to get me where I needed to be, but anyway, that is it for the deck profile, guys. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you guys enjoy this content, let me know. I will be uploading some more videos of Vanquish Soul and stuff like that. And I do have some Infernoble content coming, especially because I feel like moving forward, this deck and Infernoble are in a very good spot as a good rogue contender against the meta currently. But anyway, stay safe, stay healthy, guys. This is Charles from Team COG, signing out.